What's up, guys? This is Brad from OldSols coming at you here with our first video in 2019. Today we're going to talk about my OEM Targa top versus my Ameripol Plexiglass Targa top. I don't know too much about it, but we're going to take it all apart. We're going to swap some panels, swap some other things on it, and we're going to see how they are and how they're made and whatnot. So stick with us. We're going to dive into all this. I'm going to explain to you what's happening with these, what's going on with them. They might get made, they might not. I talked to the owner of who owns them now, and got a lot of info in here. And some buyers beware on the internet, eBay, and a website that is trying to sell them, but they're not. So, a lot to get into in this video. Might be lengthy, but that's alright, because there's a lot of info. Sweet! Alright here, guys, so here's a little side-by-side comparison of the OEM Targa top and the Ameripol Targa top. Obviously, you guys notice that there's a sunroof in the Ameripol one and not in the OEM one. But what I want to do is I want to swap out some of these panels from the OEM one to the Ameripol one, because there's some scratches and some other things that I just don't like, and I'm going to be swapping the Skylar Labs Targa handles over with the OEM ones, because I don't like those OEM ones, and I'll have an extra set now just in case. And we are going to take this apart, hopefully super careful, because I want to see how this was made. So we're going to get a bunch of videos, going to take a bunch of photos, put them up on the forum on oldsols.com on the build thread, and go from there. So let's get going. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to remove the Skylar Labs Targa handles from the OEM one, and I've already unscrewed them, but they come with these little threaded screws here, which are really nice. And again, these things are just amazing. I don't know if you guys have seen them or if you guys wanted to get some. Seriously, they're amazing. So I would definitely get those. But let's get those off, and we'll get this other one off too here. And the other side. These do fit super well. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this piece, and I just use this little guy here to get under here and pry these little this little plastic piece off here. What is the deal? There. Okay. So you can see on the inside here, there are these little notches here that go down into these holes on the inside of your Targa top, and that's how all that kind of holds together. So, okay, this piece off. Let's put that over to the side here. So there's two screws here, and I believe there's two screws on the other side as well. Alright, I got that. And this should kind of be the same thing. You just gotta find where those pieces are, and it just pops off. Like so. So this one has the same thing here. It's got the little notches, so that's just what you got to find under there, and you'll pop it off to show the inner workings of your Targa top. Alright, let's go ahead and remove the screws on this side, get all the dog hair out of the way. Oh, yep. It just pops up. So there's that guy. And then we'll spin this around here, if I can. And there's some screws. Okay, so I got the last screw out here in the middle, and this is hooked right in the middle here with a little hook that I'll show you guys. But if you slide towards you, it'll come out, and there's this little hook right here that's what's you're caught on, that I didn't know what it was being caught with. So there's your liner on the top side, and so that's really all we can take off this thing. Now it's just down to the metal here, so that's about it. So here's the inside of the Targa top with all the panels taken off of it. Alright, now let's take off the stuff on the Ameripol top. Let's see what that looks like, and then we'll compare the two. I also just wanted to show you guys as well. I don't know if you guys have ever seen how this actually works, but when you press this down, these levers inside here are what makes your Targa top lock. So that's kind of cool. You just press that in, and then it locks in place. Alright, so here's the Ameripol glass top, and it's kind of deceiving that they say glass top, or that's just what I'm calling it, and I'm saying it wrong, because it's not actually glass. It's plexiglass, so it's softer and like, oh, I don't know. I'd be really nervous if it was actually glass. That'd be scary. But still, I still think you got to be careful with this, and I don't really know how fragile it is, but I don't want to find out. So let's flip it over, do everything we did to the other one, and see the differences between the two, because I want to see how this is kind of built and put together, and I think it'll be kind of exciting. So let's do that. Alright guys, so unfortunately my Targa top has some scratches on it in the actual trim pieces itself. So that's why I wanted to take my old Targa top panels and swap them onto here, because they look like they use existing panels, which is awesome. So that Tom guy from Ameripol back in the day in Arizona did a pretty sweet job of using OEM stuff. So let's get the rest of this off, and we'll see what it looks like. Alright guys, so I had to go get some extra tools here, because if you still have the original covers to your Targa top screws, you're going to have to get this off, and there's just one tiny little notch that you have to get something like really little down in there to like pop it off. But I didn't have that on my other one, and I only have it on one, so that's what we have to get off now, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. Alright guys and gals, I keep saying guys, I need to remember to say gals, but so I got everything all taken apart, and there's not really much difference at all. Everything is OEM, everything is pretty much the same. The only differences are all cosmetic. Okay, now they're facing the right way. So everything's the same except for this inner trim piece, which all this is to get this shape of the moonroof to look nice from viewing it on the inside and from seeing it on the outside. So this part covers up this piece right here and vice versa. And honestly, that's it. There's nothing else different about this Ameripol Targa top. Yeah, it's all the same. Alright guys, so the only thing left to do on the inside here is I'm going to lube everything up with WD-40, just so it's all nice and running smooth inside here. Then I'm just going to take a rag and I'm going to wipe it all off. Alright, so got all the nicer panels swapped over from my old OEM Targa top. Got the Scholar Labs Targa handle switched. Got everything all lubed up inside with WD-40. And the only thing I'm really missing that I'm going to have to scour and hunt for now is this tiny little trim piece over here. I'm missing one on this side, but all things considered, I think it turned out pretty good. So, all right. Sitting in my Tenzo R chair we got from the scrapyard the other day. It's gonna be awesome. But I did want to go over what's happening with the Ameripol tops. They're not being made anymore. They're being made by a guy in Arizona, John from Ameripol. That's all I know. Laura, one of our OldSols members in North Carolina, and I both tried to order them from eBay and from carid.com. And they said they had them. They kept saying they were going to make them. They had no idea. They don't know anything about the company. They just had them on their website. And you could go through the whole checkout process. They charged our credit cards. They said they were going to ship. They didn't ship. I kept calling them. They kept giving me the runaround. And it was awful. Awful customer experience. Awful customer service. I told them to take down their eBay posts. I told them to remove them off the website, which I think they're gone now. So that's at least good. I don't think you can order them online anymore. But I did find out through just calling around everywhere, trying to see who owned them, who owned Ameripol, where everything was at, all the equipment, everything to make them. And there's a Corvette company in Illinois that makes Targa tops for newer Corvettes. And they kind of use the same technology as these ones. And they purchased Ameripol last year. They purchased all their molds, everything to make these tops. And I talked to the owner. I think it's Melrose Corvette in Illinois. And he said in the last 3 years, their financial records show that they had only sold 4 Ameripol tops. So they'd only made 4. They don't have any left. They tried to make one. Their molds aren't working. They're warped. And he just says right now they're not going to reinvest the money back into the molds to make new ones, to make new Ameripol tops. So that's kind of unfortunate to hear, but they might, he said, they might revisit it sometime. He even told me they went out and they purchased a Honda Del Sol and they made an Ameripol top and it didn't even fit. The mold was so awful that they couldn't get it to line up. They couldn't get it to seal. The top was all warped and it just wasn't working out. So I just wanted to give you guys a don't order from Car ID. Don't order from eBay. One might pop up on eBay, but don't order a new one. You can find them on Craigslist, Facebook, and eBay pretty much, or if you just know where to find one. Luckily, there was a guy in Omaha who needed money, and he's a super nice guy. A while back, the video where I was looking at all the Hondas in his shop, that's the guy that this came from. But they're out there, so keep looking. Keep just every day, I just kind of check all around just to see if one happens to pop up. I will put it out there for everybody. I don't need any more, but that's kind of my little PSA on these Ameripol tops. So some interesting info. Yeah, we'll just have to see if they get made anymore, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was super fun to get everything opened up, get all the panels swapped, look at this, and when my Honda gets painted here in the spring, I can't wait to enjoy it. Until the next video, guys, peace!